like if you found the video valuable. She always chose seat 14A. Not because it had the best view or the extra legroom, just because he always chose 14B. Clara Monroe and Elliot Granger met on a flight from Melbourne to Sydney 3 years ago. They were both running late, both sweaty from the airport sprint, and both wedged into a plane they didn't want to be on. They didn't speak much at first, but by the time the flight landed, she was laughing, and he was writing his number on the back of a boarding pass. The first note. 1 week later, Clara flew again. She hadn't told Elliot she was going. Didn't expect anything, but when she sat in 14A, the flight attendant approached with a curious smile. "This is for you," she said. It was a folded note, marked, "Clara, window seat." Inside, "You forgot your smile last week. Thought I'd send a spare." She looked around, stunned. Elliot was 2 rows back, pretending not to look at her. She waved anyway. The window seat tradition. Every flight became a ritual. They'd book the same airline, the same route, the same time. He'd take 14B, she'd take 14A. And every time, a letter. Sometimes poetic, sometimes ridiculous. Once, he rhymed an entire letter using only airport lingo. "You've boarded my heart. No delays. No turbulence. Final destination. Us." She kept every note in a shoebox under her bed. One day, he wasn't there. It was a Thursday. Clara waited at the gate, excited. She had a letter of her own this time, folded in her jacket pocket. But when she boarded, 14B was empty. No Elliot, no letter, no explanation. She thought maybe he missed the flight. Then the next flight, then the next. 2 weeks passed, then a month, then 3. She called, texted, emailed, nothing. The silence. Clara took fewer flights. She still booked 14A, just in case. But 14B stayed empty. She told herself to move on. But she never stopped checking her mailbox. Or 14B. Or that quiet hope in the back of her throat every time her phone buzzed. 6 months later, a letter arrives. It wasn't postmarked, just left in her apartment mailbox. Same handwriting, same fold. "Dear window seat, I'm sorry I disappeared. I didn't mean to leave without saying goodbye. I just couldn't bring myself to let you see me like that. I've been diagnosed with something. It's complicated, but what matters is, I never meant to vanish. I miss you more than I've ever missed anything. If you ever want to see me again, I'll be in the place we first met." 14A. This Saturday. Saturday comes. Clara doesn't sleep much the night before. She wears the earrings he once said made her look sky-bound. She boards early. 14A. Waits. The flight fills. No Elliot. Her chest tightens. She almost unbuckles, almost walks off the plane. Then he boards, walking slowly, carefully, a little thinner, a little paler, but smiling. He slides into 14B. "Thought I'd lost you," she says softly. "You never did," he replies. She notices a small envelope in his hand. "For you," he says. One last note from the aisle seat. The flight. They talk. They laugh. She brushes a strand of hair from his face. He rests his hand near hers. He tells her what the doctors said. That some days are good, some aren't. That he didn't want pity. "I just wanted the flights with you," he says. "That's all I ever wanted too," she replies. As the plane begins descent, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out her letter, the one she never got to give him months ago. It starts with, "I think I'm falling for the boy in 14B. He reads it slowly, then says, "Maybe when we land, we can stop writing letters and start writing the rest." Epilogue. 1 year later. Clara still flies every other week. She always chooses 14A. Sometimes Elliot is with her. Sometimes not, depending on treatments, strength, timing. But even when she flies alone, she finds letters tucked into the seat back pocket. Not from Elliot, from herself, left for others. Notes that begin, "To the next person in the window seat." Sometimes love shows up at cruising altitude. She calls it her favorite kind of turbulence. The kind that stays with you,